Okay, I'm just starting a live. It's a pre-scheduled live, so I'm going to wait for people to join in. Alright, let's get the show on the road. Right, so I'm starting a live. KAMOTiON QiGOng is going to be more of a intro and a practical as well. So I'm just going to let people roll in. I'll just send the notification to the broadcast channel, so we should get a few people here. So this is a pre-scheduled live, and basically for anyone that's new to KAMOTiON QiGOng, it'll be a nice intro for you, for anybody that's been sort of seeing KAMOTiON QiGOng on my page and been showing some more interest. It's for you. Of course, I've already recognized some names from the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune, so thank you very much for joining in. So obviously you guys that are familiar with the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune and the classes and everything that we do, this will be very much a beginner class, but of course, feel free to join in. It's always good, as you guys know from my classes, that it's always good to recap, especially the foundational stuff, because without the foundation, you don't really have anything to stand on. So you need a solid foundation. So it's always important to reinforce foundational stuff. But for many of you, it's completely new to you, KAMOTiON QiGOng or QiGOng in general. So let's get straight into it. So KAMOTiON QiGOng. So what is QiGOng firstly? For anybody that doesn't know, Qi is vital life force energy. In other arts like yoga, they call it prana. So obviously yoga comes from India, okay? QiGOng, well, its roots, they say, is China, but people, if you really do your research, people will say even same thing with Reiki, its roots being Japan. But if you actually go back, you'll notice that a lot of this sort of filters over from India, Tibet, the Himalayas, and that's where you'll find a lot of the roots, okay? But I'm not going here to do a history lesson. So I think somehow there is this crossover, personally, and I've noticed this myself. There is a crossover with all energy work, okay? So whether it comes from Japan as Reiki, and there we call Qi. In India, we call prana and pranayama prana. Okay, pranayama means life force control. Yama, control. Prana, life force. Qi is basically life force energy. And gong means to master or develop the skill of working with it. Okay, so gong is basically, for me, it's about developing a skill, but through practice. Okay, but it's also about developing a skill, like kung fu. Gong fu is also, it's known as gong fu, kung fu. Same thing, it's about developing the skill. Whereas kung fu, a lot of it is internal as well, okay? There's also the external aspects. So there's Chinese martial arts, and if any of you guys know, I've been into martial arts a long time. So I started with karate, with Shotokan karate when I was 7 years old. I moved on to boxing at a Golden Gloves club when I was 11 years old, and then I got into fitness and training, and I love boxing, but it wasn't everything. I wanted more. So I was really into martial arts in general. I love kung fu movies and everything, and then I was a big fan of Bruce Lee. I figured out, well, Bruce Lee, what he trained in, his foundation was in Wing Chun Kung Fu with Ip Man. Now, there's lots of movies for Ip Man, okay? Ip Man, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's lots of other movies, okay, with is it Donnie Yen? So there's a foundation for me in martial arts in general, with karate, boxing, Wing Chun, Kung Fu. So Tai Chi, Qigong is a form of martial arts, so Chinese martial arts. But think of them as soft martial arts. So Tai Chi and Qigong is more of a soft martial art. Wing Chun Kung Fu is also a soft martial art. It was actually developed by a woman. So it's really like for a smaller person to be able to handle themselves, no matter what the size of the other person. So you actually learn how to use energy of your opponent against them. So redirection of energies. So the first introduction for me into Qi was actually in Wing Chun Kung Fu when I was 14 years old. So there we would start every practice with meditation but then there's also there when you get further into Wing Chun Kung Fu, for example, there is the even the medicine side of it, the Qigong side in terms of healing medicine. So it goes quite in depth. You know, with many martial arts, you've got the punching, the kicking, then you've got the weapon side, and then you've even got the energy side of it. So same with the Japanese martial arts, you know, there is a spiritual aspect to martial arts. So the way I like to look at martial arts is that it's not just about this external battle, because you're not expecting a battle and a confrontation every day physically. It's not about physical combat. Now, some martial arts they are purely designed for physical combat. That's their purpose. They are for physical combat. Like Krav Maga, I did that about 5 years ago, and I did that for a while, but I stopped now. But Krav Maga is very much, it's about combat, self-defense. So you got some martial arts which are more sports, okay, boxing, karate. You got some martial arts which is purely self-defense. Wing Chun is very much self-defense, but it's also, that with any martial art, I believe, when you're practicing anything with discipline, and you have to develop the discipline not only firstly to go to the classes and then continue, because it's easy to start something. It's hard to keep it going. Like with Wing Chun Kung Fu, for example, I kept that going. I became instructor by the time I was 19, and then I was teaching for many, many years. And then I started to get more into the spiritual side of things, because of me personally as a human being, I started to develop. And, you know, I started to read The Opening of the Third Eye by Dr. Douglas Baker when I was 15 years old, right? So all of this stuff, I woken to my spiritual self, okay? So I wanted to go deeper into the Qigong aspects. So I started to look deeper into other Qigong teachers. So there is the Kung Fu aspect, which basically there is Qigong there because we're working with energy. But there is a Qigong art itself, which is separate from that, okay? And now there's thousands and thousands of different versions of it, okay? Now, there is this perception people have of Qigong, like people in their 70s and 80s doing Qigong, Tai Chi, like really slow. And this is, of course, a reality, you know, and it tends to be a lot of the people in their older generation that tend to take to these softer martial arts, okay? But it doesn't need to be the case, and this is why I do what I do with KAMOTiON QiGONG. I've added my own spin-off things, you know, I add a bit of music to it, make it a bit more exciting. Try to take, because some people do find some of these traditional methods a little bit boring, okay? I personally don't, but some people do. But I can understand why. So I try to change that. I make things a little bit more interesting, a bit more fun, a bit more joyful. And if you've ever been to my live classes, I do 2 classes every week. They are that way because we need to have fun with whatever we're practicing. Okay, if you're not having fun, you're not enjoying it, you're not going to continue. So you know, for me, when I've done martial arts, I needed to enjoy doing it. Okay, so like Wing Chun Kung Fu, I loved it. Okay, not only did I love going to the 2 classes per week, I loved it so much I was doing it in my own time. Okay, and that's how much you want to love something. You want to love something so that you're doing it not only for your classes. And this is the same thing with KAMOTiON QiGONG. I try to install this in my students, and this love for the art. So don't just like, I'm doing this for the classes. That's not how I want it. Okay, so for people that do the classes in the KAMOTiON QiGONG Mastery Commune, we do practice together, and I teach and I teach and I teach, okay, and the classes are recorded and people can go back and watch them. But there are challenges in the Mastery Commune which basically help people commit to doing the practices in their own time, because that's where you're going to get the real benefit, because really you want to work with yourself and your energy every day, okay? So now a instructor, whether you go to a karate instructor, kung fu instructor, Krav Maga instructor, they're not going to be able to force you to do that martial art outside of the classes. They can't, okay? So it's up to you to do that. So me, myself, when I was doing Wing Chun Kung Fu, my brother was doing it at the same time. One of my other friends was also doing it at the same time. My uncle, Stephen, was also doing it at the same time. He's still an instructor now. So we had other people doing it. We was all doing it together, like a family and friends doing it together. So that makes it better. It makes it more fun. We would get together in our garage, do our own practice sessions, continue to practice outside of the classes. So whatever we learn in class, we continue to practice it throughout the class. Throughout, not only out in the class, but outside of the class. Okay, so that's how you get really good at anything. So today is a bit of a class, but I am going to say, if you're serious about Qigong, firstly understand it's a martial arts. You're not going to learn it from a book. You can read many books. There's lots of good books, and I've referenced them on my page. Okay, Mantak Chia's got some great books. Jerry Allen Johnson, his medical Qigong books are fantastic. You'll find books, but it's like trying to learn Kung Fu from a book. Trying to learn karate from a book. You'll learn something. You're not going to practice karate. You're not going to practice Kung Fu. Okay, you can start doing the techniques. Okay, and a lot of Qigong books, you know, some of them have techniques in them, right? This is a classic. It's very hard, really hard to get hold of. This is the Chinese Art of Healing with Energy Qigong Therapy by Zhu Kuo-shi. Okay, now this is hard to get hold of, and there's a lot of history in this. Okay, now I would suggest, if you're going to go for books, use them in addition to your practice. Okay, that's what I do. Okay? You can't learn this from a book. So if that's what you're planning on doing, forget about it. All right. So with but they are good. Okay, it's just like, you know, you want to, because there is the science, the theory, the history. That's important. But most important, of course, is always practice and developing the art. And Qigong being that, okay, is an art. It's a martial art. But it's a martial art where you're mastering how to work with energy. Okay, so whereas, you know, let's say with another martial art, you're mastering how to use more your body. Okay, now the body is important here as well, but we have 3 bodies we're working with in Qigong: the physical, energetic, and spiritual body. The physical, energetic, and spiritual body. So when we are born as human beings, the spiritual body is there first, then the energetic body, then the physical body. So it's the macro to the micro. So you always got to remember, as a human being, as a physical being, you are the microcosm. Okay, so we are connected to the macrocosm, the universe and all that is, and all that ever was, and all that ever will be. So a big thing in Qigong, okay, there's Nigong and Qigong. Nigong is more inner alchemy, and I combine both, okay? This is more the cultivation of your own true inner nature. Nigong. And Qigong is the cultivation of life force energy. So KAMOTiON QiGONG is a combination of both. Okay, KAMOTiON QiGONG firstly goes way beyond just normal Qigong, because I personally have, as I've said, studied many different martial arts, Tai Chi as well, yoga, Kundalini yoga, Tibetan yoga. I've done a lot of work with Swami Ramdev stuff as well. So I bring a lot of my other experience and practice into KAMOTiON QiGONG. Neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy. So these are more mindset modalities, but you want to know that I bring that into it. But however, there has to be a foundation. So everything is rooted in the KAMOTiON QiGONG system, in the foundations of Qigong and Nigong. Okay, so just understand that. All right, so this is going to be more of a practical class. I do a lot of speaking about this stuff all the time. So I want you guys to feel energy. So most importantly, I want you guys to get a taste for KAMOTiON QiGONG. So we do 2 classes every week. They're all over 1 hour each. We've already done over 52 classes since April this year. So if you want to come and do this properly, do it every week on a Tuesday and Thursday with us as a group. There is a private commune. You can ask questions. You can post your own posts. There's posts there. There's a live recording circle. There's a Q&A circle. There's challenges. Like there's so I put challenges up all the time to keep people disciplined, keep them motivated. So like there's a cold shower challenge. Okay, have a cold shower every day. So I throw these. There's other things in the KAMOTiON QiGONG system, and I like to call it a lifestyle. So we don't just come and do the classes. We live a kind of a lifestyle which encompasses this whole way of thinking. So it's a way of living. So it's not just classes and that's it. It's we actually encompass this in the way we are being and live with this state of mind, this way of being with energy every day. So it is a lifestyle. Keep that in mind. But always with any energy work. Just like you go for a workout. Now, when you're going for a workout, say at the gym, Okay, and I do go to the gym and I pump some iron sometimes. Now, there I'm going to work out my physical body. So what do? We stretch and prepare our physical body, right? We prepare. We don't just go into the gym, and unless you're stupid, you go into the gym and you just go work out straight away. Now, if you're smart, you stretch a little bit, you get yourself prepared. So first things first, we always get ourselves prepared with just preparing the meridians, okay? And the meridians are the channels that your energy flows up and down, your chi energy. Now in yoga, they call it the nadis. In qigong, we call it the meridians. They flow all across your body, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, to the tips of your fingers, all the way up your arms. So all across your limbs, up and down your torso, up and down your head. Okay, so this chi energy is flowing everywhere. Your blood flow flows in alignment with this chi. Okay, the better the chi flow, the better the blood flows. Okay, so the worse your chi flows, the worse your blood flows. And of course, you know, for generally how we feel and our well-being, blood flow is important, right? High blood pressure is not a good thing, right? So how our blood is flowing is important. Now, you know, in physical exercise, you know, you'll have a little warm up, you'll have a little jog. Okay, you might go on the running machine for a little while, you might go on the cycle, you warm up. So in qigong, we warm up, just flush the energy center. So firstly, just exhaling out. Okay, you can exhale through your nostrils. Now, in classes, a lot of the time I exhale through my mouth so people can see the exhale, and actually you do feel it better. Okay, but for beginners, sometimes they prefer to exhale through the nostrils. Okay, for classes, I often do breathe out through my mouth, but for personal practice, I do use nostrils and mouth. But for ease, for you guys to see it better, I breathe out through the mouth, so I can breathe out through the nostrils, but you guys won't see anything, you won't hear anything. So if I breathe out from my mouth, you get a better feel for it. And the hands here are just flying out. So in the middle here and just flying out like this. And your chest comes out a little bit. Here you're just flushing the energy from the center here out. Okay? Cross your limbs outwards. Okay? And notice the energy just flushing out through your arms. Okay? So here, the most important thing is that you're bringing your mind, your connection to the energy. So whenever we're doing energy work, it's all about yi to the chi. So your mind is what we're really trying to control here, but we're gaining control of the mind by bringing its connection to energy. So not bringing the mind's connection to your thoughts. So if somebody goes into meditation, they're going to sit there and they're going to try to not think, which is impossible, right? You might have quiet periods, okay, but then you're left with your unconscious mind, which is vast. It processes 4.3 to 20 million bits of information per second. So your mind will not be quiet. So what you need to do is redirect your mind to energy, pure energy, and that way you get pure consciousness. So when you direct your mind to pure energy, you're left with pure consciousness, because you're not focusing on the mind and what's left there. Your mind is engaged in an activity, and that's the beauty of qigong. It's a meditation, an active meditation. So rather than try to sit there and be quiet, which you do, okay, we do practice sitting in silence and just being, okay, but you're going to have much better experience if you do moving meditation, dynamic meditation, and then sedentary meditation. So your sedentary meditation, when you're not moving and you're sitting, you'll be in meditation when you're not trying to meditate, because meditation will become a way of life. When you're doing nothing, you're just meditating. That's the way it should be. So you should be meditating every time you're doing nothing. That's how it should be. You shouldn't need to meditate. Your natural state of mind should be, I'm in meditation. So this is why we do a lot of this fully conscious with our eyes open. Okay? We don't walk around with our eyes closed. Okay? Many people can feel okay with their eyes closed and do 10, 15 minutes meditation. They feel okay. But the reality is you don't live life like that. Okay? You live life with your eyes open. So this is about being prepared for life. Okay? So most of the work we do is with our eyes open, because we live our life with our eyes open. Active meditation, dynamic meditation. You know, when you go out there and walk in nature, connect with nature, witness, observe the peace, the beauty, the serenity. Don't close your eyes, witness it, observe it, because it's a mirror. If you can't see it with your eyes open, you won't see it with your eyes closed. Right? So, witness and observe the peace, the beauty, the serenity. Okay, so just flushing your energy centers like this is a good thing to start with. We also do a bit of slapping, tapping. So just slap, tap. So you can use your fingers here to tap. So if you put your fingers like this, you can tap or you can slap. So it's different parts of your body. Like here, I like to slap. Here, I like to tap. You can also knock. Okay, knock, where you have a loose fist, not a solid fist, a loose fist like this. You're just knocking. So all you're doing here, this is like acupressure. So if you guys follow my stories, I use an acupressure mat. I like acupressure, acupuncture, which is again forms of getting your chi flowing. But basically we have these points, acupressure points, acupuncture points that again across our meridians, and by just slapping and tapping we're waking up the energy flow across our meridians. So we start all our qigong lessons with slapping and tapping and a bit of flushing energy. Okay, so flushing like this outwards. Okay, tapping, slapping, and don't forget the head. And really connect your mind to the energy and nothing else. Just the energy. What you want to be raising your awareness here is energy. Okay? You're doing the action here, but what your consciousness should be aware of is, okay, what's happening with the energy? Is the energy waking up as I'm doing this? Can I feel anything happening with the energy in my body as I'm doing this? Because you should. You should feel this energy start to wake up, and that's your chi. Okay, you should start to feel this chi energy waking up. Okay, you want to slap and tap all across your body. Another one we want to do is flush energy downwards. Okay, and this again, you can use the nostrils for the full exhalation. Okay, and you want to get a bit of a flow with the bounce. Okay, so you can use the mouth for the exhalation. I'm going to use the mouth so it's easier for you to see. The inhale happens automatically, so I'm just bouncing. Bouncing from the knees, and you get a little bit of momentum and flush the energy all the way from the top of your body down to the soles of your feet. Flushing your energy all the way down. And try to bring your mind, your consciousness to the energy and notice it, witness it, observe it. Okay? Put the intention into flushing it down, like you're flushing your whole body. The energy out of your body, you're draining your whole system. Like, you know, you drain a plumbing system. This is what you're doing. You're draining your system. Okay, so this is just preparation. We obviously would do a bit more preparation in a real class. Okay, but slapping, tapping, and a bit of bouncing, and a bit, this is what we call flushing. Just flushing the channels, okay? You can also flush your nadis, okay, here. And this will be just like an inhale through one nostril and then exhale through the other nostril. So, and here you should be noticing the energy coming up here and then going down this side, okay? And then when you do the other side, you can also do it this way, okay? Inhaling this way, then exhale the other way. But try it this way first. So the exhale, it's a flush, okay? I'm flushing the energy. Now there's variations of that technique, which we do in the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune. Some of them are for activating the third eye. Some will focus on the inhalation and the exhalation a bit more slowly, but this one here, specifically for flushing, so inhale and then exhale. Just 4 or 5 times one side and then do the other nostril. Okay, so just doing that will get you tapped into the energy a little bit. Okay, now the most important thing with all Qigong, it starts from Wu Qi stance. Okay, so Wu Qi is the nothingness before the yin and the yang. Okay, so the emptiness, the nothingness. So before yin and yang is there before this is born, the yin and the yang duality, there's nothing. From that nothing is born the Tai Chi, the Qigong, the yin yang, right? So we start all Qigong Tai Chi from a state of Wu Qi, nothingness, emptiness. There's a stance that goes with this, okay? And you guys will see me doing this all the time. Okay, the standard stance. Now there are other stances, like there's a horse stance and there's a slightly wider stance. Okay, there are other stances, but the standard stance, okay, the Wu Qi stance, is basically shoulders just relaxed, okay, no hunching of the shoulders, no down or back, just sitting nice and comfortable. Head just looking straight ahead, okay, slightly up, but okay, not looking too much up, just slightly up, so that you're not really looking too like down like this, okay. You want to have just slight little bit of a stare upwards, okay, just slightly. Now the head, everything else should be relaxed, the shoulders, the arms, and the legs. Do not have the legs locked, so your knees should have a little bit of a bend in them. So basically, like if I lock my knees, my back will have a little bit of an arc in it. Okay, so what you want to do is avoid that. When you drop your knees and you bend your knees a little bit, imagine your ass, your bum is sitting on like a stool and you're resting your bum on a stool. That's how it needs to be, and basically your spine will straighten up. And that's what you want as your stance. So just the bend in the knees, feel quite rooted, okay? Sometimes it's a good idea to help you feel more grounded and more rooted, just to claw your toe downs, okay, your toes, okay, and your feet. Just claw them so that you're sort of grabbing onto the ground, and that just helps you get a better connection with the ground and the grounded feeling. So here you need to bring your mind to not your head. Now, like most people go into meditation, they go into their mind, okay? Here we're not doing that. You're bringing your mind to full body consciousness. Because the problem we have in this world is everyone's already stuck up here. Their energy is just flowing to the upper dantian all the time. So what you want to do is get that energy, because we're in a very head conscious world, is what everyone's overthinking. So all their energy is rushing up here to the brain and to the upper dantian. You need to get that energy controlled here in the middle dantian and put it back down here where it needs to be, your lower dantian. So the lower dantian, so there's 3 energy centers in Qigong. You got your lower dantian, middle dantian, and upper dantian. The lower dantian is connected to your jing, your essence, your physical body. So think of this as a connection to the physical, 3-dimensional reality, the worldly world, earth. This, your middle dantian, is connected to qi. So this is jing, physical, this is qi. So this is your energetic body. So this is connected to your physical body. As I said, there's 3 bodies. Your first, before you're born, you have a spiritual and an energetic body. That's your immortal self. Your immortal self is that spiritual and energetic body. It's always the same. The physical you changes in incarnation, right? So the physical you is what you're present with now, but your energetic self, your energetic body is connected here, and your spiritual body is connected here, the upper dantian. So this is Shen. In Qigong, Shen, spirit, 5D. This is 4D, energetic body. So in your physical body, you can connect with your physical body, your energetic body, and spiritual body before you die. You don't need to wait until you die. All right? So with Qigong, we connect with our energetic and spiritual body every day. So this is what we do in KAMOTiON QiGONG Mastery Commune. We master connecting with firstly our physical body, then the energetic body, and the spiritual body. Right? So the Sankai, the 3 powers. So the 3 powers are heaven, man, and earth. So heaven, when we say heaven, we're not talking about the place you go to when you die. We're talking about heavenly chi, celestial chi. So this is chi energy. So chi energy doesn't just come from your mouth and what you breathe and the oxygen. Chi energy, you need to understand chi and the different sources of chi. First there's food, there's nutrition, there's drink, right, what you eat and drink. Then there's terrestrial chi. Terrestrial chi is what's here on earth. So wind, soil, water, fire, the elements, right? So these are terrestrial sources of energy. Oxygen and the air that we breathe just being one of them. right? So when we connect with terrestrial chi, we're working with all of this. And now there's many different exercises that I teach. There's, for example, there's a lesser and greater Kan and Li, which is more working with fire and water. So in KAMOTiON QiGOng, we do work with the same elements that most people are familiar with, like with the Wicca system. So water, fire, air, earth, and spirit. Okay, now some Qigong systems, and I do understand why, okay, some Qigong systems you'll notice will be working with metal, wood, water, fire, and air, okay? So please do understand that the element systems sometimes change. I specifically choose to work with the elements from magic because of my experience with Hermeticism and everything that I bring from Hermeticism into KAMOTiON QiGOng as well. So there's another thing that I do bring into it, the 7 Hermetic principles. So do keep in mind there's a lot to it, but I'm just trying to give you a bit of an intro and some basic techniques. But without understanding the basics of the system, it's not going to make any sense. So when you are connecting with your physical body and working with terrestrial chi, we are focusing a lot of the time on breath and movement. Okay, breath and movement. So in Qigong, we say basically there's 3 corrections we need to make. So we are nature. Okay, so we are nature, meaning we are born without a business plan, we die without a business plan, we're alive. Okay, we don't make a plan to stay alive at night time. Our bodies just miraculously stay alive and we wake up the next day. So there's magic at work. You're just tapping into that magic. Okay, so don't think you're not already magical. You are. Nature and the way it works is magical. It's magic. This is why a big thing in KAMOTiON QiGOng is connecting with nature and witnessing, observing the peace, the beauty, and just how nature works, right? The sun and the moon cycles and the yin and the yang seasons, right? The yin and the yang seasons, like we're in winter, right? We're approaching winter. So there's the yin seasons, the autumn, fall, winter. Then there's a yang season, spring, summer. Everything dies in autumn, fall, right? Winter. Then everything comes back alive in spring and summer. So there's the yin yang seasons, right? So nature is living according to these laws, these laws, natural laws. And Hermetic principles come into that, rhythm, vibration, polarities, etc. Okay. So we want to get in tune with the way nature is. Okay. And what we should need to really, for us to be full of vitality and health, we really need to just correct ourselves, not fix that. We're not really, it's not really like some people talk about development. Really, we should be well-oiled, energetic machines. Really, we should be naturally. Okay, if we are in flow with nature. So, like nature itself, like the plant, the flower, the tree, it's going to grow as long as you nurture it. So this is all about nurturing your mind, body, and soul. Nurturing, like you have to do the gardening, right? On yourself, you have to do the gardening. So by doing any kind of work on yourself physically and energetically, you are doing some gardening, right? The mind, a lot of the time, the issues that we experience with the mind are down to problems we have physically and energetically. A lot of the time when we resolve our, like energetically is also emotionally. So what we experience emotionally is energetically. So when we do this work on the physical energetic level, the mind starts to correct itself, okay? So in Qigong, we say correct the breath, correct the body. Correct the breath, correct the body. So, and whilst we're correcting the breath and we're correcting the body, we're bringing our mind, our consciousness to that. So in Qigong, Yi is consciousness or intent. So it's very important to connect your mind to the energy, okay? So keep that in mind. Again, just some intro concepts that you need to get before you're doing any of this practice. So there is, in KAMOTiON QiGOng, there's 6 level 1 techniques, which you call foundational techniques, which everyone should do. If you're not familiar with those, there's actually a pinned up reel on my page with all 6 of those foundational techniques. So if you want to go away and start with those today, do that, okay? But we're going to do, well, we've actually done one of them already because it was that one, the bouncing technique. Okay, the next one after that is lower dantian. Now, lower dantian, connection with the lower dantian is basically, when you're doing this, is really getting grounded, getting present, being here right now. That's what it's all about. Because whenever you connect with your lower dantian, this is about your Jing, your essence. There's prenatal chi here. Okay, when you was in your mother's womb for 9 months, okay, for most people, your life force energy, the only chi that you was getting, life force energy, was from your mother. It's fed through that umbilical cord, the cord which they chop off when you come out, right? So that cord feeds you here. That's why the lower dantian is special. This is where your prenatal chi is. Okay, that's your Jing, your essence. Now, everything that makes you up from a biological standpoint, genetic standpoint, okay, that's all housed here, right? So us on an energetic level, we connect with that with this. So when we go into the energetic body, we're starting to step out of the physical body and connect with that energetic body. And this is not just our physical body now, we're talking about energetic body and our biofield. Our biofield would be the electromagnetic field that emanates all outside of our body from our energy centers and our 7 chakras, all outside of our body here. And it goes out a few feet wide. For most people, it's about 6 to 8 feet wide at least. The more energy work you do, the wider your biofield will be. And generally, people will recognize it because you walk in a room, people feel your energy. So the amount of energy you have will be reflected in your energy, and you feel your own energy. Like, you will feel your own energy. If I have energy, I can feel my energy not only in my body, I can feel the energy all around me. So this is where you're dropping that connection with you just being the physical being. You're getting beyond the physical into the 4th dimensional, and that's when we get into the energetic body. The next step, of course, is 5D, okay, which I'm not going to get into today because it's an intro, okay? But, you know, keep in mind it's 3D, 4D, 5D, okay? And this console here in the middle is designed for you to tap into your God-given potential. Physical, energetic, and spiritual. So, lower dantian, this one, you get your yin hand first, okay, which is the less dominant hand. Okay, if you have a more dominant hand, so if you're right-handed, your more dominant hand would be the right hand. Okay, for me, I'm right-handed. My more dominant hand, my naturally more stronger hand, the one that I tend to use naturally, okay, most, is the right hand. Some people are ambidextrous, so they can use both hands just as well. If you're not sure, just use this concept that your left hand is your yin hand and your right hand is your yang hand. So your yin hand goes down first on the lower dantian, so just around your navel here. Now the lower dantian itself is actually 3 finger widths below the navel and then in, but when we're focusing our mind and our connection to it, just having your hands on your lower dantian is enough. Now you can of course bring your attention here. I can bring my mind's attention to this without the hands, but it's much easier with the hands here. And also, when you notice, when you start doing energy work, where your hands are, you will feel the energy better. Why? Because well, as human beings, we feel everything with our hands. So it's common sense. If I want to feel my face, I want to feel this t-shirt, I use my hands. So I want to feel the energy, I use my hands. Okay? So if I put my hands there, I can feel the energy. So even just doing some simple belly breathing, when you do a deep inhalation, well, if you're breathing in deep enough, your stomach should be coming out because your diaphragm will drop, your stomach organs will come out. Okay? So your organs here will be pushed out as your diaphragm comes down, as your lungs are filled with oxygen. So when you're doing lower dantian breathing, belly breathing, what you want to do is practice breathing in as much as possible. And when you take that inhale in, hold it for a few seconds, just really embrace that energy behind your hands here. Okay? And you'll feel it going up and down as well because you're breathing in and out. Your stomach is going in and out, right? So as I breathe in, my stomach goes out. As I breathe in, the stomach goes in. Most important thing here is that you're bringing your mind connection to this area. Okay, so this is actually number 2 technique of level 1 KAMOTiON QiGOng system. There's 8 in level 2 and there's 10 in level 3. There's more techniques, but I've just broken it down into a structure so beginners can start with the 6 in level 1, intermediate start with, then move on to the 8 techniques in level 2, and then we've got another 10 techniques for the more advanced, and then of course there's mastery. So there is levels to this, and you're just doing the first couple of techniques here from level 1, okay, which are beginner techniques, but where else are you going to start? You know, you need to start with the beginner stuff. Okay, so or start with just this one technique alone from the Wuji start. Do it properly. It's enough to get you into centered, balanced state of mind very quickly. Like if I stand, bring my whole mind, my consciousness to this practice properly. Remember, just standing before you even started is emptiness. Wuji start. Okay, so you're in that state there. Okay, it's a quintessential state, right? It's from that state of mind. Your mind is engaged completely with the practice and the energy that you are feeling. You haven't got time to think about anything or focus on your thoughts, which a lot of people tend to struggle with meditation. This is why I prefer Qigong. If you want a quiet mind, do Qigong. Don't sit there and listen to where the problem is, right? When you've done your Qigong, go back and notice how quiet it is. That's how it works. Do the energy work and then do the energy work first, then meditate. Get the energy sorted out. Then meditate. Notice how good your meditation is. People try to meditate first and then wonder, why is my mind so fucking crazy? Because you've got too much energy in your upper dantian. Get your energy under control first, then your mind will be under control. So many people try to do this backwards. They try to correct the mind. Let me shut up first. And then I do. No. Do your energy work first. Go straight to the practice. Meditate afterwards. Notice the difference. You want to meditate? Go for a walk in nature first. Come back. Spend 30 minutes walking in nature. Come back and then meditate. Notice how much your meditation is better. Right? There's a lack of unused energy and you go straight into it and it's already stuck in your mind. Be prepared for a battle. Right? So there is an inner battle. Right? And you want to resolve this inner battle. Work with your energy. So just by working with energy, you're doing it. You're doing what needs to be done. So just by simply standing here and saying, okay, I'm going to do some Qigong. Okay, I've done my flushing. Okay, I've done my bouncing. Okay, I've flushed my channels. I've woken up my channel. Okay, I'm ready. Soon as you stand here with the knees bent and you go into this stance, your mind is connected to energy and nothing else. Connected to the practice and nothing else. If you approach the practice in the wrong way, you might as well forget about the practice. So approaching the practice with the right state of mind is important, right? Because if your mind is all over the place and you're not really engaging with the energy, you've just ruined your whole session. Right? And this is why I always tell people when they come to my classes, firstly, we get prepared and then we do the practice, right? But when we're doing the practice, it's just you, ye, consciousness and energy. Consciousness and energy. That's all that's left, right? It's like when you go for a workout physically, it's you and the workout. That's all that's left, right? Your mind and what you're thinking goes out the window. That doesn't exist anymore. So here, you're here. There is no thinking. Your mind is too engaged in the practice. The only thinking is about the practice. Put your hands here. Breathe in deep. Every breath counts. If you didn't feel the energy on your first breath, you haven't done it correctly. You don't need 100 breaths, you don't need 200 breaths, you don't need 30 minutes of this. You need one breath if you do it properly. Breathe in deep, hold it. Release on the exhale. So focus on the inhale. Really connect with this energy center. Understand what it represents. Your essence. What you was born with. Your purpose. What you came here to do. This is what you're connecting with. You're not just standing here with your hands on your belly. This is what a purpose. This one technique. Every technique that I teach has a purpose. If you don't understand its purpose, you might as well not do the technique. Right? A lot of people just do techniques. They just copy people and say, oh, I'm just doing that technique. They don't know why they are doing it. They don't know what purpose it has. So this is really important for me in KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune. When we do lessons and we do practicals, that I explain this. So we can just do the practical, but if you're not understanding the mindset behind it, the importance of just one breath, because really in KAMOTiON QiGOng we do most of the time it's 10 breaths, 10 inhalations or exhalations. So we focus on the inhalation or the exhalation. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do 10 times, then I stop. Okay, so this one exercise, I'm going to do this 10 times. With my eyes open. It might even help for you to look at yourself in the mirror when you do this. It gives you something to focus on. Look yourself in the eye. Get the right state of mind when you're doing this. Ten breaths done properly like that. Notice the difference. Okay, then break state. Okay, when I say break state, we break the stance. We break the stance, we break the stance, the Wuji stance. We just break that stance, shake it out, just move around. Give it a few seconds, go back to it again. So you do the same technique again. I normally recommend people do the techniques 3 times. So rather than do that same technique for 30 breaths, do 10 breaths, stop, have a little break, do 10 breaths, stop. You don't need any more. Breath and Qigong is powerful enough. This is why most techniques only take a few minutes. Right? We can do an hour session with all the 8 techniques from level 1. I mean, yesterday we done a live class in KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune. We done all 8 of the level 2. Okay, and a few other exercises within the hour or within 45 minutes. So you can easily get done. You can easily get it done. So do not underestimate the amount of practice you can get done in 1 hour. Okay, so that's why you got to come to the classes for that if you want to do this properly. But this gives you a little taster. Okay, once you've had a little break, do that same technique again. This is about being grounded. Remember, really connect with the ground here. Okay, you don't need to be in the garden. You don't need to be standing on grass for grounding. Right, your mind is what connects to the earth. Your mind is what connects to heaven. So in Qigong, it's all about what is your mind doing? Because it's all about consciousness. So directing your consciousness to energy. So we've got terrestrial Qi from the earth. Okay, we can pull that up. So another technique that we do in KAMOTiON QiGOng, okay, and it's level 1 technique, is we inhale the energy from the earth. So this is terrestrial Qi. Notice the Qi coming up your legs. Okay, so the meridians all the way up your legs. And notice the energy coming up those meridians, up the legs, meeting here in the middle, the perineum, in between your legs, okay, the root chakra. Then coming up the central channel here. So in Tai Chi, the Tai Chi pole in the middle. In Qigong, the Hara line. In yoga, they call it the Sushumna channel. It's all linked, okay? I reference all 3 of them, okay? Because I've done Tai Chi, Qigong, and yoga, okay? I'm not going to throw any of them away. They all make sense. Okay, so you'll often hear me refer to the center as the Sushumna channel, the Hara line. Okay, because I use the labels interchangeably. So here we're breathing up the oxygen. We're breathing in the oxygen into our lungs, but we're visualizing the Qi coming up the central channel here. And this is how we use the hands to direct Qi, because if we're just focusing on the breath, that's just going into my lungs. When we bring our hands to the equation, we can direct the Qi, okay? So here, I'm pulling up the energy. It's going up my legs. And then I'm pulling it up further, up into my central channel here. Deep inhalations. Deep inhalations. Here, the energy should be felt with the middle finger. This is the one that's linked to your Vishuddhi chakra, which is the throat chakra. This is why we pull the energy up to the throat chakra. So it's not this finger, it's not any other finger, it's the middle finger. The middle finger, that's the one we're using to connect the Ida and the Pingala Nadi. Okay, the divine feminine, divine masculine channels, right? So these channels run across alongside the Sushumna channel. Sushumna channel in the center, Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, right? So as we inhale, the hands are connecting with those nadis. So my hands are actually, and that finger specifically, that middle finger, is connecting with that nadi. That way I'm directing the energy up that channel. Now without my hands being there is no direction of the energy. Without my mind being connected with my hands, my yi and my chi coming together, there is no energy flow. Okay, if I just breathe in, energy is everywhere. This is the difference between pranayama and qigong. There's no hands in pranayama. In qigong, we use the hands to direct the energy. So that Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, Sushumna channel, Tibetan yoga, Kundalini yoga. But only Tibetan yoga really uses the hands. Kundalini yoga, not so much. Okay, not at all. So this is why I do Kundalini Qigong, because the hands is where the power's at. So this is what I realized. The power of working with energy with the hands is way more different than without. So if you do breathing exercises without the hands, it's time for you to take it to the next level. Because you're not going to get your energy work to the next level without the hands, I can guarantee you that. Your hands need to be activated for all your 7 chakras to wake up. Your anahata is the heart chakra here. This is your, this is your manipura. Okay, so let me get it right. This is your manipura, okay, solar plexus. This is your anahata heart chakra. This is your visuddhi throat chakra. This is your muladhara root chakra. This is your swadhisthana. This is your crown chakra here, ajna here, and this is on both hands. So as your chakras get activated, your hands get activated. And also as your hands get activated, your chakras get activated. So this is why most people, when all of their body chakras are activated and become Kundalini awakened, their hands wake up. They can feel energy much more with their hands. Okay, so this happened for me in 2015. Okay, and it just keeps happening. It just keeps enhancing. The more and more energy work you do, the hands will wake up. So this is why the healing happens with the hands. Self-healing, healing others happens with the hands. So when you're healing yourself, work with your hands. Direct your energy. You're not going to be able to direct your energy with just the mind. You can, but it's not going to be as well. Okay, so the other energy center. So I'm going to throw one more technique in today. I'm not going to overdo it because it's just an intro to KAMOTiON QiGOng. As I said, there's 6 level 1 techniques. There's 8 level 2, 10 level 3. Then there's mastery techniques. So that's just touching the surface with KAMOTiON QiGOng. So if you're serious about this, you come and do the classes in the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune. So let's throw one more technique in for you. Okay, lower dantian, middle dantian. This is level 1 beginner foundational techniques. So lower dantian, middle dantian. So the lower dantian connects you to your Jing, your essence. Okay, the middle dantian connects you to your energetic body. So as soon as we start working with this, we can start bringing our consciousness outside of the physical body into the energetic body. And when we say energetic body, we mean the etheric and the astral. So we have the causal body, which is aka spiritual. We have the physical body, right? And then we have the energetic. So people have heard the terms astral, etheric. So etheric is more the subtle matter right outside your body here, like immediately just a few inches outside your body. Okay, and then we go into the astral. Okay, so this is right out here. This is where the electromagnetic energy from your human physical body is. Okay, so the earth has an electromagnetic charge, right? The earth. And that's what we connect with when we do grounding, when we're pulling up the energy from the earth. Now, the electromagnetic charge that the earth has is created from heavenly chi. So heavenly chi affects terrestrial chi, and heavenly and terrestrial chi affects our chi, right? So this is why we work with heavenly chi, celestial chi, from the sun, the moon, the stars. Okay, in KAMOTiON QiGOng, we work with terrestrial chi. The electromagnetic chi from the earth, and also air, oxygen, right? Wind. So we work with all of them. So I want to go find somewhere to do it, or can I do it inside the house? Well, I always recommend in KAMOTiON QiGOng that you do KAMOTiON QiGOng exercises outside as well as inside. So for the classes, for example, and like what we're doing now, we do it inside. But me, as a term, in terms of the lifestyle, because the KAMOTiON QiGOng lifestyle involves waking up early, going for a walk in nature. Okay, there's a system to this, right? There's intermittent fasting schedule. So I teach all of this in the Energy Mastery course more so, and in the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Community. But there is a lifestyle that goes along with this. So connecting with nature and doing Qigong outside is preferred method. So when you can, do your energy work, Qigong, outside. Like for example, I do it in my garden, outside here, or I'll go for a walk in the countryside out here. I live in the countryside. I walk somewhere and I find somewhere nice and quiet and I'll do it there. So do it outside. You will feel Qi and life force energy better when you're surrounded by nature. This is a physical building. It's not alive. You want to feel alive, you surround yourself with what's alive, nature. So without a doubt, it will have a much more profound effect when you do Qigong outside. Okay? So, you know, sometimes I do videos with me doing it outside, but sometimes they're inside. Now, when you've really got a feel for this energy, you will still feel the energy when you're inside. Okay? But you will just feel it more when you're outside. So there's nothing like fresh oxygen, fresh wind, right? One of my favorite things to do is go to the beach and do this. Do the Qigong at the beach, looking at the ocean. It's one of my favorite places to do Qigong. Okay, and if any of you guys watch my videos when I was in Turkey in August, this is exactly what I was doing. So if I'm on holiday, you're going to see me doing Qigong at the beach. So best place for me is the beach. Next best place, countryside. Next best place, the garden. Next best place, inside. So yes, do it outside. So middle dantian, doing this, okay, now you can connect with this energy center just by simply putting your hands here. Same thing, like breathe in deep through the nostrils. Again, deep belly breathing, but feel the connection with this energy center here. So initially, when you start connecting with the lower and middle dantian, keep your hands close to the body. And it's actually a good idea to really start connecting with that energy center. Rub your hands like in a circular motion like this. So then next step, okay, when you're new to this, is do this. So circular motion, one hand going, so one hand's going this way, one hand's going this way, okay? And basically just feel the energy here, okay? Feel that warmth behind your hands as well, and connect with the energy there. The middle dantian, remember that is not on the upper chest, not lower chest, right in the middle here. And this, and your navel. Then in KAMOTiON QiGOng, what we do is go to a bit of movement. This really is where we start connecting more with the 4D and the energetic body outside of here. So whenever we start doing moving meditation in KAMOTiON QiGOng, we start moving energy here, whether that be a chi ball, whether that be some cycling of the energy like this, or we have the cycling of the breath. There's lots of KAMOTiON QiGOng techniques, as I said. But many of them, some of them are more for connecting with the physical, some are more for connecting with the energetic. Okay, we're talking about the energetic body here. Remember, I'm talking about activating the biofield. Okay, the biofield is that electromagnetic energy that comes from the physical body and emanates outwards. So it emanates from our energy centers, from the center outwards, and it's what creates the biofield or the toroidal field. Okay, so you know the earth has a toroidal field, our human body has a toroidal field. So what we're doing when we're doing the activation with the middle dantian and then moving into moving meditation, which we do with KAMOTiON QiGOng, and a lot of the moving breathwork stuff, what we're doing is we're connecting with that fourth dimensional reality. We're letting go of the physical. We're connecting more with just energy and movement, rhythm, vibration. Okay? So rhythm, vibration, energy, movement, flow, that's what it's all about. So when we're starting that, first we want to connect with this energy center, and then we want to start breathing in a way where our hands are moving out away from the body. So this is what we do in this technique, the lower and middle dantian breathing technique. So we start with the hands close to the body, and then we do it this way. As we inhale, the hands come out. So don't lock them out. Not locked, okay? A little bend in the arm, so keep it bent. So as the inhale goes in, the hands come out. So it's like you're filling this area up in between your hands and your body with chi. So imagine you're blowing this up like you're blowing a balloon up. And on the exhale, the hands go back in. Remember, nice and slow. The most important thing is yi to the chi. The quality is the most important thing here. Quality, not quantity. Not the amount of breaths you do. Each breath counts. So do it as slow as you need to really connect with the energy and feel the energy. Because that's what the most important thing is, you're feeling the energy and you're connecting your mind with it. So when you're doing this, your mind is now connecting with the energy here. So your consciousness is not now just body consciousness. Your consciousness is now connected to this empty space out here. Right? So this is the first technique we do in KAMOTiON QiGOng to step into the fourth dimensional energetic body. Now, there's many more techniques. Remember, this is a level 1 technique. Level 2 and level 3, we go much deeper into the energy work. But that will get you tapped into it. Okay? Just by doing this. Again, when you're starting off, just do 10 breaths. Maximum 20. You never need to do any more than 20 breaths with any of these techniques in KAMOTiON QiGOng. Okay? And actually, you take it over 20, you stand the chance of what most people have problems with when they do energy work and breath work with probably bad teachers. Headaches and dizziness. So if you overbreathe, you'll get headaches. It's too much blood rushing to the brain. So anytime you're doing breath work, blood is going to rush to your brain. So if you do 30 breaths, you're going to get headaches. Okay? You take this one technique too far, you're going to start getting dizziness and headaches. So this is why I say beginners, no more than 10 breaths. Take a break, then do another 10. Take a break and then do another 10. That's it. When you feel like you can build it up slowly, only build it up to 20. You never ever need to do more than 20 breaths. Ever. I don't know. I hear people say, okay, I've done 1 hour of breath work. Okay. I hope you had some fucking breaks. Okay. Because you don't need to. I don't know what kind of breath work people are doing. They're doing a whole 1 hour straight of breath work. Okay. You're going to do yourself some damage. Okay. So be careful. You're working with vital life force energy. Do not underestimate its power, especially when you're connecting the yi to the chi, the life force energy. Okay, so this, you should feel 10 breaths if you're doing it properly. If you're not feeling it, you're not doing it properly. You need more practice. If you didn't feel your consciousness shift and move out of body and connect with this energy here with just 10 breaths, take the break, break the Wu-Ji stance, do it again. Ten breaths, stop. Feel the energy. Every time you stop after your 10 breaths, feel the energy. What's left? How much has your consciousness shifted with that connection to energy? How much more are you feeling the energy? I always ask my students this in the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune. Notice how much your energy is flowing now. And then at the end of the class, say, notice how much your energy is flowing. Because you've got to be the one that notices to shift your energy. So I say, you just simply flush the energy down your channels. You should notice the difference. You should pay attention to the shifts in subtle energy. Because remember, it is subtle energy. So they are subtle shifts. If you're not paying attention, you're going to miss them. Right? So I'll throw one more technique. Again, it's from level 1. And if you want to do all 6 from level 1, just go to my KAMOTiON QiGOng page. Not the KAMOTiON QiGOng page. Actually, it is on the KAMOTiON QiGOng page. Just go to the Mind of Matter page, this profile. Go on this page and you'll see that it's pinned up at the top of my page. There's the 6 techniques for level 1. You don't need level 2 because you need to do level 1 if you're new to this. Now, if you guys are from the KAMOTiON QiGOng Mastery Commune, obviously you're doing level 2 there and level 3 and then level 4. But for anyone that's new, you want to start with level 1, okay? And just keep working these techniques, okay? So one more you might want to go with, okay? So I've already given you the one, the lower Dantian one. I've given you the lower and middle Dantian, and I'll give you the one pulling the energy up the Sushumna channel. The other one you might want to go with is just cycling the breath. Okay, and here, what you're doing is bringing your mind to the energy in between your hands. So your breath helps you connect with the energy. So remember, breath is chi, but it is not the only chi, okay? There is life force energy here. This is not breath. In between my hands, this is chi. This is the electromagnetic bioelectricity, right? Bioelectromagnetic energy, okay? It's different to breath. That's breath. That breath is energy. It connects me to the bioelectromagnetic energy. It helps me connect to it because it's also energy. But it is not the only energy that we are working with in Qigong. Breath is just one source. Okay, the electromagnetic energy is also terrestrial energy. And that's here, everywhere. All this empty space. Everyone just walking through it, looking through it. And yet it connects everyone and everything. Without it, there would be no separation. In this empty space, all around your body, in between every object in existence, is the electromagnetic energy, the force of your human body, everybody else's body, and the earth. It's all around you. So what you're doing is tapping into that. And it's not like it doesn't exist, it exists. Everyone knows it exists, right? Even the breath you breathe, you can't see it, but it's there. It's real. That's what life force energy is. You can't see it with these 2 eyes, but I can feel it. I can see it with the 3rd eye. And the thing with KAMOTiON QiGOng is, and I tell all my students is, the more you practice feeling the chi, your 3rd eye will make a visual representation of it because it keeps feeling it. Something your mind keeps feeling and it knows it is there will build a visual representation. So your 3rd eye can see chi. This is how you can see chi. But don't expect to see chi if you don't feel it first. So feel chi first. Your mind will build the connections and you will begin to see it. So here, we're feeling the energy. Okay, so when I breathe in, the hand goes up. So as I'm inhaling, this hand's going in. So I'm pulling the energy in. As I'm exhaling, the hand goes up. And I'm focusing on just one hand, the yang hand here. The yin hand is just moving with it, cyclical. It's always cyclical. Okay, so this, breathing in. Now you can do it both ways. You can do it with the hand going up with the inhale. And then exhale with the hand going down. But make sure you got that connection with the energy. Notice when I do it this way, the hand stops with the inhale and then exhale, pushes with the exhale. There is a direct connection with the way my hands move and the energy that I'm working with. It's not like I'm breathing in and my hands like afterwards. No, there's a momentum. The breath, my hands are moving with the flow of that life force. Okay? And that's here, in between, on front of my body. So here we're just cycling the breath. Now the breath is actually going into my lungs. So what are we're doing here? We're cycling the chi, really. Okay, I call this technique cycling breath. But we are cycling the chi. The chi is here. Okay, so when we start doing these moving, breathing exercises, we start connecting with the chi in the energy all around us. Okay, so not just the breath. As I said, I don't use my hands, it's just breath. I just feel that going in and out of my body. If I bring the hands into it, that chi, I can connect with that chi everywhere. Where my hands go, I can connect with the chi. Okay, so now when we go into level 3, there's a lot more moving techniques. Okay, level 1 is about the only movement you do is this one. Okay, and this one, up and then down. Okay, so level 1 is just 6 techniques. As I said, start with those. Okay, we've already done the bouncing technique. That's 1. The lower dantian is technique number 2. Technique number 3, lower dantian and middle dantian. So I'm just going to recap. We've already done all these. Okay. Technique number 4, pulling the energy up the Sushumna channel. Technique number 5, the cycling the breath. Technique number 6 is pulling and pushing the chi. So it's similar to this one that we done, but we push the chi back down here. The first one was the bouncing. Okay, so this is level 1. So step 6. Remember, on the Mind of Matter page, there's a pinned up video with all 6 techniques, the level 1 techniques on there. But remember, they're just level 1. Okay, there's level 2, there's level 3, there's level 4. Okay, there's more techniques. So these are foundational techniques, but they are where you are supposed to start if you're new to this. Okay, so so this one, pulling the energy up and then pushing it back down. So we're pulling it just up to the throat chakra here and then pushing it back down. And here, the most important thing is you push it back down to the lower dantian. In all Qigong, you should start ideally with the Wuji stance and lower dantian, and then finish, after all other energy work is finished and been done, finish with the lower dantian exercise again. So as a general rule of the thumb, always store your energy here, add the chi to your jing. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. We're strengthening our physical essence, jing, by adding renewable energy, chi. Heavenly chi, terrestrial chi is renewable energy, just like wind and solar energy is renewable energy. So we have access to renewable energy, which is called chi. What we do is we use that chi, we top up our jing, our physical essence, and that helps us live better physically, energetically. But as we are adding chi to our jing, it also enhances our shen, our spirit. So as we add chi to jing, we enhance shen, spirit. That's how it works. So the great thing about Qigong is a complete system for spiritual development. It's a martial art for spiritual development. So some martial arts are for combat. KAMOTiON QiGOng is a martial art for spiritual development and Kundalini awakening. That's what it is. It's a martial art. So you practice it like a martial art. You go to the classes and do the lessons, and you do the techniques until you become a master. That's how it works, right? So, so this one finishes this one. Full inhalation. Breathe in as deep as you can through the nostrils. You can even use the mouth if you want a bit more energy, but if you use the mouth, put the tongue at the roof of the mouth. The tongue goes at the roof of the mouth, just behind your top teeth. This activates the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and the thalamus, which is the interplay we need in the upper dantian for the activation of the third eye. So all KAMOTiON QiGOng is done with the tongue at the roof of the mouth. whether that is with your inhalation through the nostril or the inhalation through the mouth, the tongue. So even when you're using your nostril, the tongue should be resting on the roof of the mouth. It's actually an acupressure point. It's a point which activates the pituitary gland. So remember, there's 3 points for activation of the third eye. It's not just the pineal gland, which some people think. The pineal gland, pituitary gland, and the thalamus. The pituitary gland and the pineal gland are basically the yin and the yang of the third eye. So the pineal gland is just one aspect of it, right? You got the pituitary and the pineal gland. Okay, both need to fire off energy. Okay, and the thalamus is the seat of Brahma. Okay, that is the seat of consciousness, right in the center of the brain. So, of course, with a lot of the KAMOTiON QiGOng exercises, with continued practice, we do also, especially in level 3, where it's more third eye and Kundalini activation techniques, we work more with getting that cerebral spinal fluid going into the brain as well. Okay, but that's level 3. Okay, so I don't want to bring that in here right now. So, anyone working on the third eye Kundalini activation techniques really should have a solid foundation in grounding, balancing themselves. And this is why people that have Kundalini awakenings will only have to go back and do the work afterwards. Okay, because some people have an awakening and they realize, okay, there was all this shit that was imbalanced. Okay, I didn't do the work. I went straight to the third eye. I didn't balance my root. I didn't work on the Swadhisthana. I didn't work on the Manipura. My heart chakra's fucked. And now I've got a fucking awakening. Okay. Now that is the worst place to be. Okay. To have all that energy out of control. So it's better you approach it systematically the way it should be, from the ground up. Okay. Start with the soil. You don't go to the flower. Okay. Start with the soil. Water the soil, nurture the soil, work with the root. Okay, everything else will come alive when it's ready. So, okay, that was today's lesson. Thank you very much for joining in. As I said, I was going to do a bit of a practical class today, but if you're serious about KAMOTiON QiGOng and energy work, of course, treat it like a martial art. Go to the classes. Like you want to get fit, you go to the gym. Okay, you want to get really fit and you're not sure how to do it, you hire a personal trainer. Okay, you want to learn how to eat better, you hire a nutritionist. Okay, so you want to master your energy, you do practice in an art which helps you master it. Okay, physically, energetically, spiritually. Well, we want to master this. So KAMOTiON QiGOng is a practice designed to help you master your mind, body, and spirit. Okay, but it is very much a martial art. So we do approach it just like, you do like Kung Fu lessons, right? So there is other energy work out there, like Reiki. Reiki is more so for healing others. I see Qigong more for, yes, you can use it to heal yourself and heal others, but it's more for self-development, self-mastery. So this is about using energy for yourself, mastering yourself. Okay? A lot of people tend to get into Reiki because they want to help, they want to learn how to use energy to heal others. But remember, it's not what we're doing here, but it is energy. Okay? If you want to learn how to heal others, of course, Qigong can be used for that, but it's more for yourself. Okay? Focus on yourself. Master yourself. Master your own energy. Okay? What I prefer to do, this is why I teach KAMOTiON QiGOng, I prefer to teach people how to fish rather than give them the fish and feed them for the day. So I teach people how to fish so they can keep feeding themselves, right? Like, you go to a healer, they will heal you. They might heal you, work on your energy. You don't know what the fuck they done. You walk away, you pay them, and that's it. You're gone. You don't know what's happened. They're the master of your energy. But reality, human beings, you should be the masters of your own energy. Don't give your energy to someone else. You should be your own master. Don't give your energy to other people in that way. Learn how to heal yourself. Learn how to master yourself. So that's my way. I teach people how to do it for themselves. All right, much love, everyone. Take care. This will be recorded on the page. Check out the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune. There's a 1-week free trial. If you want to come and check out the classes are on a Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. UK time every week. They are recorded, so if you can't make them live, they are recorded, and there's a circle with over 52 live class recordings, all over 1 hour each. There's a social channel, which is very similar to Instagram. I post up posts, pictures, videos. There's challenges, so there's a 30-minute Qigong, Commotion Qigong a day challenge. There's a cold shower a day challenge. So every now and again, I put different challenges up to keep you disciplined, keep you motivated, because there's no point if you're not doing the work, right? As I said, I want people to do the work in the classes. We do the practice together, but ideally you should be doing the practice every day. And this is what I try to give people the tools and the kind of environment where they can do that, okay? So we've got a social community where everyone's working together. We've got a group of people that come and do the classes together, just like you go to a gym class or a martial arts class, okay? We're all working on the same stuff. Got level 1 classes on a Tuesday, level 2 classes on a Thursday. At the moment, there's a special offer as well, okay? The next few people that join, I'm actually throwing in another 18-hour course. It's the Superhuman Activation and Energy Mastery online course, okay? So there's 10 hours of energy mastery and a 30-day action plan. That includes nutrition, food, drink, energy work, breathing exercises, moving meditation, like the lifestyle stuff. And then there's the Superhuman Activation one, which is NLP, timeline therapy, a lot of shadow work, and Kundalini and third eye activation techniques. So that 18-hour course for the next few people, I said the next 10 people, which join the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune, I'm going to give that to you as well. So, but you have to, obviously, after the trial. So you have the 1-week free trial. Come and check it out. Just watch the classes. Come and join the classes. If it's for you, it's for you. Carry on. If it's not, just stop and carry on your own way. Right? So there's no obligations, but at least give it a try. It's the only way you're going to find out. But please do not, underestimate the power of attending classes. Okay? I know some people that are members of the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune. I know some of you guys are here. You've been to the live classes and you've watched the recordings, and there is nothing like being live in the class, because the energy is real. It's there in the moment. The energy that I have now is live. It's real. The energy you feel live is very different to when you watch it back as a recording. It's the same as like people watch back an Instagram recording. It's not the same as being live, right? So I don't do a lot of classes on Instagram because it's not the environment really for live classes, because people come and go. I don't even think we've got the same people from the beginning of this class at the end of the class, right? So I don't know who's here, who's made it right from the beginning to the end. But hopefully some of you did, and if you didn't, you may be watching it back. But hopefully it was useful, and I'll see you in the Commotion Qigong Mastery Commune. Any questions, DM me or drop me an email on info@themindofmatter.com. Thank you.